Evening YouTube, this is Joshua Kylan. This is let's just say very interesting. First off, when I was at Central Sales one day, I bought this. This is a UEI MCP 9A. If you're wondering what this is, it is a amp meter. You can see it also does volts and ohms. It takes a 1.5 volt AA battery when you do ohms. You don't need it for volts and for amperage. Max on this is 300 amps AC. All you do is move the scale. This is 1 to 6. Then it's 0 to 15, 0 to 40, 0 to 100, and 0 to 300. Then you got volts. You got 0 to 600, 0 to 300, 0 to 150. This does work. I was just testing it. I had to make a special patch cord to try this. If you do not want to take apart a perfectly good cord, say if you want to monitor, say, a bulk load like my entertainment center, you don't want to take apart the cord just to be able to take a reading. Because a normal conductor, where's my tree? Basically, I got a big long thing of it. Say this is your conductor, 3-core, 14 gauge -3, 14 gauge. You got your black, white, and green. Green's your ground. Say you wanted to measure this with one of these clamp-on amp meters. If you just put this around the cord, you won't get anything. The reason is because one of my teachers at school, he was an electrician, more so big industrial motors and robots. He told me that if you just read over this, you'll get nothing, because your black and your white basically cancel each other out. Say your black's going this way and your white's going this way. They cancel each other out, so you don't get any reading. You basically have to separate the black. That's what I did with these patch cords. Basically, what you need is about 10 inches of three strand, or 14-3, which is your plus that has ground, and then I think this is 14-2. Yeah, 14-2, just your standard black and your white conductor. You need about 10 inches of both. Basically, I've already done them. I've already tried them. They do work. Basically, that all it is it provides a pathway that you can measure the hot lead, which is your black. One of my friends who works at the depot, he told me that what is oil called? It's called black gold. Your black wire goes to your gold terminal, your white goes to silver, and then green goes to green. Good thing I remembered that, or else I would have to look it up. I made 2 patch cords. One for your 2-wire, All it is a male and female with polarity. This separates so you can basically measure this and not the whole entire cord. You basically remove the sheathing, the rubber sheathing over the whole entire cord along with the filler in order to get it like this. Simple and yet effective. Here's my 3-prong adapter. You can see it's 3-prong. You're wondering what's this electrical tape for? That is your neutral and your ground taped together. That way you don't have these wires all floating around. And right here is your black lead, your black wire. And that's what you measure. Like that. With my Xbox 360, my TV, this thing running, and my radio, this was reading about 1.5 amps. Just for my entertainment center. Not my light here. Yeah. Which, I needed to test this to see if it worked or not. And it does indeed work. On amps. Which I'm really happy. Did I mention this was only 20 bucks at Central Sales? Yeah, so I'm really happy about this. Of course, you got ohms and volts, so yeah. I'm going to still use my digital voltmeter. Basically, when I use my power supply, I can use it. And now, I can, actually, I think I only can read AC amps off this. DC, I have to use my multimeter and put it in line. With a normal multimeter, they only read DC amps, and you put it in line. There, you only can read like 10 amps max, or 15 depending on what your thing says, your multimeter says. Here, you can read 300 amps AC. You can, basically with this, you can read how much you're drawing, figure out generator selection, you can basically see how much draw on a generator there is, which I'm really happy. And with this, I can now do it without having to take it. I just basically plug this into the socket, and then whatever I want to measure into this one. And this is perfectly safe as long as you do it right. Make sure this is nice and secure. I wrapped up tape on these ends, right here, to make sure it's a nice good connection, or tight right here so it doesn't wibble. These blades are tight, of course, because they're brand new. With use, these will wear in and loosen up. Basically, I don't want to really take these apart, but it's gonna probably be kind of hard to show you. Basically, how I do it is I strip about enough. This is just an end that I cut off because I don't like to have any little tiny strands get cut, but it happens, especially with stranded core. It was bothering me. Basically, how I do it, I twist that so it's a nice spiral. Then what I do is I simply bend it like that. That way I can push it all the way in, and then tighten the screw down without having strands coming out not being connected. Of course, that also leads into reduced amp draw, or amp stuff can go through this. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. So do that and then tighten it down. And what I found also works is if you take a small flathead screwdriver, and if you're struggling to keep all the strands in there, is just simply take it and push it down as you tighten it. Yep. And I found a little trick with this. I'll just use this as an example. Say if you want your stripped length the same. Basically, strip one the length you want. Then basically, what I did is since it's 14, I used a 14. Then what I did was I bend this wire like that, so they're even. Then what I did was stick the one that I want to cut in the 14 and the one that's been cut in the 12 AWG slot. That way it does not cut the one that you cut already, and you can actually mark with these flat, mark the length that you want so that they're even on both ends. Then to do, say if you have another strand, you want the same length, basically stick the one that you already cut in the 12 and put the one that you want to cut flat with the one that you cut, mark it, and basically cut it with this. That way you get perfect length strip ends. Of course, twist it, and there you go. It's cut, it's even length. Yeah. I found that out just trying this. You might want to go with 12, 14 inches of wire because this is pretty tight to fit this in here. Of course, it's nice and small, but again, yeah. Sorry, it's already almost a 13-minute video. But I wanted to show you guys this. If you're having trouble getting right length wire or stripped ends, and if you want to read amps with one of these clamp-on style amp meters. I'm glad that I got this. Now I can basically take a reading with both my steam engines running and see how many amps they're drawing both. Then I could see, like, you could test generators with this. Just by plugging stuff, you can see how many amps you're drawing out of the generator with this. I also got one of these because your normal triple prong like this is really hard to stick on a outlet that's somewhat recessed. With this, I at least get some length right here before you plug in, so I can actually have one cord going here out to my steam engines. Then if I need to, I can have two other things right here. Yippee! So I thought I'd want to share you guys this because sorry I didn't use actual wire, but you kind of get the idea with how to make your proper wire ends and how to make basically a patch cord for a clamp-on meter. So, one more thing I forgot to add. This is the thing that it comes in. It has a shoulder strap or handle. It comes with a set of leads. They're just standard pointed ones. That you can get into real deep just by taking these off. Interesting. These are used for the volt and ohms. Comes in a nice case. Cords have its own spot. I'm going to put a link in the description for Amazon link for this meter. I'm not totally sure what comes with the pouch or the leads. It doesn't say. So it's about 72 bucks. Actually, 74.99. Amazon UEI MCP 9A. It has 5 stars. So I'll put that link in the description to if you want to get one of those meters. I think for what I paid for, very good buy because it allows me to read amps on AC, which with the normal multimeter you can't. Normal digital multimeter you can't. You can read AC amps, you can read AC volts, you can see DC volts, you can read ohms, you can on some of them you can read hertz, but mine you can't. Yeah. So very good buy for only 20 bucks at Central Sales. That was the only one, so yeah. Thanks for watching. Please comment, rate, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.